Hello, everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Hello, Graveyard Talkers, and welcome to another episode of Graveyard Talking. I'm Randy, your host, and today we're from Emmanuel Lutheran Cemetery in Ida, Michigan. Now, this is the cemetery that has the headstones that was taken out of the farmer's field where the 47 souls were buried, most of them that died from cholera. And the headstones are here, but the 47 people are still buried out in that farmer's field. So we're here to do another graveyard session. I'll put the numbers up on how many are in here. I didn't do it beforehand, but I'll put the numbers up here so you can see how many people were buried here. Give us an idea. I'm going to gather by looking at it, it's probably upwards of 700, 800, 900 people. And we'll do a little session here and we'll see what the spirits have to say. It's a very windy day. So the reason you don't see me is I am sitting in my car with my door open, with my camera out my door. And because otherwise you're not going to hear me. When I started this morning, the wind was very gentle. And by now it is pretty rough. So let's get going here. To all those buried in Emmanuel Cemetery, I mean you no harm. My name is Randy, and I'm here to get your story out. I have two devices here. You can talk to my cell phone, and I know you don't know what a cell phone is, but it's the object that I have in my right hand. And you can relay that information, what you're thinking, what you're talking to my cell phone, which will relay it to what I have in my left hand, and that's a speaker. And then it will let me know what you're saying, and then I can put that out to the people who are interested in hearing what you have to say, because those who watch what I do are interested in what happens to us after death. What happens when we cross over? What happens when we become a spirit? With me, I have a sheet that has 35 questions on it that I can ask you. When I ask you in a little bit, if you'd like to give me a number, 1 through 35, if one of you would do that, I will then read you that question. So with that, we'll get started. Are there any spirits out here who would like to talk to me and tell me your life story?
Yep.
Yeah. I heard yep, and then again, right as we start, the voice that sounds like my sister ran.
Paranormal. No.
Jack Bannon. Jack, are you buried in this cemetery? Are you a spirit from this cemetery, from Emmanuel Lutheran Cemetery?
I'm gonna get that.
So I did hear home again and something dead. So this cemetery took on the 47, at least the headstones of the 47 people who were buried on Salm Road. What do you think about that they brought the headstones here? Does that bother you? Or are you okay with that? I heard had to do it. I heard allowed. So it would sound to me like most of you, or if not all of you, are okay with that.
Move it. Even further.
Yeah, before your time. I know it was before your time. Looks like they've been here for quite some time. Feels like a neighborhood. So it makes it okay. So it brought your community closer together. All right, I did hear Mary Ellen in there. Mary Ellen, it's good to hear you back. It's been a few days since you've been with me. And Mary Ellen, I took your advice that you gave me the other day. I know you're letting me know that you're glad that I'm back out at the cemeteries. I was out yesterday and I'm out today. I didn't hear you yesterday, I don't think. Mary Ellen, did you enjoy the session that I had at the house where maybe my daughter come through and I got information on my sister? Okay, so I'm going to assume Mary Ellen's busy because I'm not hearing her back. But Mary Ellen, it's good to have you following me. I don't know if Mike's here or Walter's here, but it's good having all of you guys looking over my shoulder. Sounded like her. That's what we do. So we appreciate it. So for the spirits here, I have a sheet here, and that sheet has 35 numbers on it, 1 through 35. And each one of those 35 has a question. And some of them are similar, some of them are not. So 1 through 35, somebody would like to give me a number, and I'll read the question. 3. All right. I did hear question number 3. So with that, I'll pull out my trusty little sheet. We'll read question number 3. Okay, so this was a question that was asked yesterday. And then because it was asked yesterday, we're going to ask for another question. But basically, I was told Satan was standing in front of me at another cemetery. Was I in physical danger? So I guess really maybe the question is Satan real? And how dangerous is he? Danger? Ugly? So he's ugly. Danger. What could or what would Satan do to me? I'm alive. What would or could Satan do to me if I'm alive? Okay, something about a doorway working. How would he harm me? What could he physically do to me?
It what
The stratical tree. Cool. The color is not me.
it's
Something up. Yeah.
All right, not a. I thought maybe I heard strangle in there. I'm not 100% certain. If I did, it would have popped up on the screen. But let's try it again. How could Satan physically harm me? If Satan was in this cemetery right now, standing in front of me, how could he physically harm me?
Very good.
it's a great. I
Have
I want to
never like to get in or something.
I heard give in, so I have no intentions on ever giving in to Satan or anybody. But interesting. Okay, so because I asked that question, and I know I just asked it yesterday or a variation of it yesterday, let's do this 20 to 35. 20 to 35. Somebody want to come up and give me a number 20 to 35.
that it.
Some good. So
Just
paranormal.
it's
What do you think?
and Michael are even tourists.
All right, so I'd like to ask you a question. A tourist, a tourist. I'd like to ask you a question that I have written and prepared for you guys. From give me a number from 20 to 35, and I will read you the question that corresponds with that number.
He had useful thing.
My
What do you
that just
All right, sounded like I heard 23 in there. Might have been 83, but I'm going to take it as 23. So with that, I'll go over here to question 23. So the question is, do you eat food? Do you still have a need to eat food? Or can you eat food, taste food if you want to in the spirit world?
know? Well, getting
it's blood.
anything off stuff. 30 minutes.
I want
Network. But I don't know.
It tastes much different. So that's telling me that you can taste food.
no for another
We have
so that
door. Horrifying.
We have. I heard we have. What kind of food have you tasted? What do you miss in your spirit world, in your spirit form? We know that you walk in towns, that you go back to your houses, that you sleep in your own beds. Other spirits have told me that. So if you're in the house and there's food being served, what kind of food do you prefer to eat? What do you miss the most?
that
So I just paranormal.
Pickles, and just as I hung up, I heard short ribs. So to the spirit who said it tastes different, how does it taste?
Sound it.
blood.
I just think. But I flip. There's yeah. And I'm
So who is the oldest resident of this cemetery. Can you give me your name? I heard Jacob. And Jacob, do you know the year that you were buried here? His son left him here. If his son left him here, what year was it that his son left him here?
No, you keep
All right. I heard something like 1879. So what I'll do is during my editing, I'll see if there's a Jacob here from around 1879. Jacob, is there anything else you would like to say to me today?
What do you? They're gonna get up.
All right. Well, I come to the point in time where I'd like to let the spirit box run for about a minute so you guys can just talk in betwixt yourself and say anything that you'd like to say, get out any information that you'd like to get out to me or to others. And hopefully your message will get across to me and I can put your message across to the world. So for 1 minute, I'm going to let the spirit box go and it's your time to shine. Tell us what you'd like to tell us.
great.
They were and I could say
Alrighty. And with that, you're going to hear some wind noise now because I'm standing up. And so with that, it's what I always say. I appreciate you coming up here and watching us here, watching the videos that I put out and listening to what I have to say, but most of all, listening to what they have to say. Remember what I always tell you, it's not important what I had to say. What's important is what they all had to say. I appreciate you for watching me. Please consider giving this a thumbs up and a like. And if you're watching these videos, please watch them to the end. It would help me greatly on YouTube. With that, I'll see you all on the next one.